For many movie and comic book fans, their superheroes might include the Amazing Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk, the Fantastic Four, and ultimately, the Avengers. But there is only one true hero behind all these characters, and that is the legendary Stan Lee. Making his comic book debut back in the early 1940s, Stan Lee has not only revived superhero archetypes, but also helped to build the international empire of Marvel Comics. Funny, charismatic, and very entertaining, this father of modern superheroes unveiled his lifetime marriage to the comic world. I'm here with the legendary Stan Lee. Can you tell me a little bit about what kind of influence comic books have had on you as a child?
I grew up with Dick Tracy and Terry and the Pirates and other names that you probably wouldn't know. Flash Gordon you may have heard of. And I always loved stories and comics about people and things that were bigger than life, you know? People who had superpowers, people who could do things that other people couldn't do.
Besides from creating more comics, Stan Lee also has a wide variety of hobbies, such as doing voiceovers,
Power up your suit and dive!
Hosting his personal YouTube channels,
Hey troops, welcome to Stan Lee's World of Heroes.
And even acting. Are you Stan Lee?
Oh, damn.
This icon has cameos in numerous superhero movies and TV shows. It has become a fan favorite tradition that Stan Lee lobbies a small part in nearly every movie featuring his characters. But to him, playing a human is much more fun than having superpowers.
You know, I guess one person can make a difference. It should be obvious to you that I have lived up to everything that those superheroes stood for. I have tried to be honorable, courageous. I try to help people who are in trouble as long as it isn't dangerous or expensive. And no, it's very hard, really, to live like a superhero, because they're all idiots. They spend their lives just helping people, and they have no personal lives at all. You wouldn't want to be like that.
For decades, audiences have found comfort, even hope, in superheroes. Captain America was created around World War II, and others have had their enduring appeals morphed to fit social mores of the time. Today, they have translated to billions of dollars in the box office, with fans rooting for them. To most people, they're all superheroes, but in different ways. So is there a common denominator to your characters?
Oh, I would like to think so. First of all, their motivation for what they do should be clear and understandable. It shouldn't be foolish. And they all have to be basically good people. Not perfect people. I mean, it may be hard for you to believe because I am obviously so perfect, but there are people who aren't. And I think the trick is you have to come up with a character who, if he had no superpower, he or she, if they had no superpower at all, you would still want to go to the movie and see the story because that character himself or herself is so interesting. And we try to come up with that type of character. Then we add the superpower. Now, besides just being interesting, it becomes fantastic. You can't resist it. You've got to see it because you know you're going to see things you've never seen before.
Although 90 years old, Stan Lee still believes in fairy tales and would like to share his imagination with the whole world. He said it's the way people can connect through their mutual love of a character. His newest creation is a character named the Annihilator, and this time the superhero is Chinese. It's been announced that Wong Lee Hom is going to be cast. How did his name come about?
When we first met him, I was so impressed. He looked just the way I felt that our character should look. And then when I found out he was an actor, a good actor, and also a rock star in China, and a Chinese actor that could be the same as the stars of our American superhero stories, but he's perfect. I think that the American fans will love him, and the European fans, certainly the Chinese fans. So I think all over the world, he will be a great hero that when he heard about the movie, about the story, he got as excited about it as we are. And to me, enthusiasm is one of the most important things. If you work with somebody who's as enthusiastic about the project as you, it has a much better shot at being successful.
So I have one last very important question. If the comic world was real, what superhero would you want to be and why?
Maybe I'd like to be Tony Stark, Iron Man, because he's very wealthy and very glamorous, and the women all love him. Although, come to think of it, except for the wealthy part, I guess that's me too.
In the burgeoning new millennium, superheroes have taken over popular culture, with feature films, television shows, and video games complementing a new generation of web-based comics that brings superhero adventures to every corner of the world. And thanks to the imagination of Stan Lee, these characters will keep on saving the world. Christy Hang, CCTV News, Hollywood.